All right, all right, all right. Here we go. Some Ashes of Creation talk this time. It does seem as though I've forgotten a few things here. Let's do some stuff. Did that crash out on me? No. All right. We're trying to get set up. It's going to happen. Oh my God. Be careful when you open Facebook. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get some more mood, baby. There we go. There we go. Now, what happened? Did we lose 2 bots as followers on Twitch? Because we were at 201 when I left Vera last time. Here we are at 199. Sad state of affairs. The good news is somebody else gets to be... You know what? I knew there was something missing. Damn, man. You take a couple days off from streaming and just everything blows up on you. Here we go. That's why we need the 5+ days of work week, Steven. Oh, we're going to race into this one tonight. So I'm going to do something that people are going to make fun of me for doing. As we talk about player stalls tonight, I'm going to, I wouldn't say react, but I'm going to add to a video that I made on player stalls. I got kind of a wild itch the other day and decided that I wanted to know everything that had been said about player stalls thus far. And that was quite a search because I was actually shocked when I got on the Ashes of Creation wiki, which we are looking at right here. Where do we want to shove these guys? Let's put you guys right up here. You're number 1. You're top. You're right at the top, baby. I will scroll down here before we get to the video. Hopefully we pick up a few people here. But you can see there's a fair amount.
What do you want to do tonight?
Oh, Callie.
Do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
That's right. That's right. Oh my! Did Mix It Up end up in some weird place? It looked like poor Pinky was. Where'd Pinky go? Oh my God! What is going on with that? That's huge, man. That's just effing huge. Hold on. That's way too huge. Let's try that again, shall we? Oh my. I think I messed with some things and unfortunately some sources are like linked. Let's go over here. Come on. Let's just stop the stream right now to do this because that's what I do. Let's see. Twitch. Twitch channel points. Yeah. Where is Pinky in the Brain? There he is. Let's try it. Come on. Test it. Test it.
Tuesday, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
See, now it's itty bitties. It's just itty bitties, bud. I mean, I don't know what to do with that. Let's try that one more time. We can't take over the world if Pinky's that small. And the brain, obviously.
Tuesday, what do you want to do tonight?
The same
Oh my
thing we
goodness.
do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
We're going to pretend like it's not happening. We're just going to pretend like it's not happening. That's what we're going to do. That cost you 450 points, but you got to hear it 3 times. Trace. So anyway, I was looking at the player stalls, diggity looking. I knew that we had the most recent live stream with some information in video. And then I got down here. Oh my goodness. These guys are just over the top awesome at their detail. It's crazy. It's just wild. But I got down here in their references and I started seeing all the different live streams and interviews that they had done. And I was like, hell, I need to get off my butt and I need to make a video. So that's what I did. It's really just me talking at the beginning briefly with the promise to come back and do what we're doing right now. And I just let all of those run. God, the freeholds are going to be so kick-ass. Maybe we talk about those a little bit tonight too. Oh, that's killing me. Maybe we come back and talk to that. But basically tonight, what I'd like to talk about, player stalls. I'd like to talk about the treasure maps if we get time. And we'll probably get into some node talk since that came up in the PTR stuff. Let's put some music on, shall we? Seems like we should have music. Let me look. At least while I'm talking. No, we'll skip it. I'm all over the place tonight, dude. Finals week's coming up. My brain is just scattered all over the damn place. Let's get to my video. We'll go from there, and I will stop and interject as I see fit and do some commentary. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to be on here. Well, I'll only be on here twice for a minute. Here we go. Welcome. I'm Tangent369. I want to provide a video for you today about player stalls, something that's coming to us in phase 2 of Alpha 2, December 20th. This video is going to sum up everything we know to date on player stalls and the role. I'm just glad I wore a different shirt today. They're going to work. And it's not going to be a video where I go on and on postulating about it. Instead, what I've done is gone to the Ashes of Creation wiki, found all the interviews, all the live streams regarding every one of them, and put it all together for all of them. I will, however, pontificate and dive into these things on live stream at some point where we react to our very own video. But that's what we're doing here. Here we go. Player stalls from 2017 till November 2000. It's a tangent within a tangent. Let's go.
To player stalls, you had mentioned them before, where somebody could set up and buy and sell items that potentially while they're idle or AFK they could sell. Will this include functionality for services as well, like repairing or enchanting if you have that? And would the system...
So that's going to be the first thing, is that this is going to be awesome. You're not going to be married to this like the player store that they're going to get into where you have to sit there with it. I love that it's AFK.
System be open enough that I could, say, sell a casted buff or an application of a potion as well.
Last part's an interesting idea. I think that, you know, we've discussed that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty cool. I don't know if that's the direction we're going to end up going, but it's definitely pretty neat.
Look how young Steven was. Tangent squared, indeed.
As far as repairs and stuff,
I'm actually pretty fascinated you got that to work on the screen.
As a service that players can offer.
And those stalls exist within the marketplaces of nodes as they develop. You'll have more stalls available.
I can barely
hear that. Economic node, there'll be greater versatility to those marketplaces. You know, players, if they're going to be logging off, they can rent these stalls to either sell items that they want to sell or the services, as we said, and they can do
volume up for me.
Yeah, we definitely have functionality in place for that.
Yep.
And are there any restrictions set up to where they can be? So you mentioned the nodes, but is it town only? Are there special commerce zones? Do you need citizenship? Does it have to be at least 10 yards away from another player stall? And then what? Well, and then let me just add on another tack here, just so because you can say it in the same breath.
For sure.
And what manner of UI or notifications will there be? Like, will there be a stall physically there with like a sign where a person like wrote a sentence, or is it a?
Well, let me do this real quick.
Or...
Let's interrupt this guy real quick. I'm going to throw the link out for the video. Should you want to hop on and give it a like and all that kind of good stuff, make it part of your favorites ever list, whatever it is you need to do. All right. This is going to be a good answer right here. Let's get it.
That's a good question. Okay, so first of all, there will be a number of stalls equal to the development of the node. They'll be within a marketplace setting, so all the stalls will kind of be together.
Okay, a number of stalls that has to do with the development of the node. So not just everybody's getting a stall. You got to be able to rent one of the available stalls, if I'm hearing that right. And the fact that this guy interviewed Steven and his camera was broccoli, I need to know more about this.
Together. There will be a user interface that players can access, which is going to be like a town center billboard that kind of lists the current items available within the stalls, and potentially, even depending on what type of node it is, could reflect the position of items in certain stalls in other nodes as well, if they're connected by an economic region, maybe a metropolis or something. It doesn't let you purchase.
So there's our vassal system again. That's going to be huge. We'll get into nodes later, but this is going to be very important once this map expands.
Just from that UI, instead it gives you the location of the stall on a mini map, and you can go then to that stall and purchase that item or whatever service you're trying to find. So yeah, there's functionality there on a user interface platform for players not to have to visit every single stall and find out, you know, what does this guy got? What does this guy got? What does this guy got?
That's fun for the first 5 minutes, and then it gets really boring.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we wanted to make it easy, but we also...
That's absolutely what this is. The oldest video. So this one was made back in 2017. This was the oldest video that they had about it. And it answered one of my prime questions that I wanted to know. Am I going to have to run around and look in every stinking stall? Yeah, right, Callie? I mean, I do not want to do that. I need you to tell me. I also want price comparisons. I want to be able to see everything in a very functional UI. I don't care that it's not an auction house yet. They'll talk more about that in a little while. But I want it all in a functional UI where I'm not going through 8,000 pages of material. But I think part of that gets covered because there's only going to be so many stalls and you're going to rent them for X amount of time. So we'll see how this breaks out.
We also want to make it social. That's why.
There they go. They wanted to make it social. So that's why you're not just buying things straight from an auction house right now, is you actually have to go interact with the NPC. I wish they'd do something like DAOC though. Okay. What was that like? What was that all about?
We're going in that direction.
Right.
Can I customize my player stall?
This is a good question too, and they didn't really get it.
Talked about.
What do you mean by customized?
Like, hey, I'm gonna put up like this cool doll that I did, or maybe kit out.
Oh, you mean from an aesthetic standpoint?
Like one of those armor.
Yeah, aesthetically. And you know, the first game that I thought of when they were talking about this was Manor Lords. Like the different crops that you have and things you had for sale and productive areas that you had would reflect into what was available, right? And it would show up graphically. So that's what he's about to say here. And I love this idea.
Stand things,
Yeah,
put that stuff out there.
We could definitely. I mean, me personally, the way I viewed it when we do the stall setup from a visual standpoint is like you'll have classes of items.
Yep.
And if you have listed that class of item, you'll have a generic aesthetic that appears on the bench of the stall.
Make multiple generic
Potions,
aesthetics.
You'll have some potions appear.
Right.
If you're listing fabric, you'll have fabric in the background. You know, something along those lines where the stall is representative visually of what is listed on the items based on the classification of those items.
So let's see what you got here. Basically, there was an auction house, which was like a message board. You would pay more if you used it, but it also gave you coordinates to the person's house, guild house to buy it from. I hear what you're saying. I don't see Steven doing that, though. I think they want to keep this as social as possible. There is an auction house, though, in the economic node, and I think they'll talk about it, so I don't have to remember. But I think it only happens like when you get to the upper stages of the node, maybe even Metropolis. October 16, 2017. Here comes the next one.
If you're able to sell from a stall, I don't know who this is from. If you're able to sell from a stall.
These are back in the days before Margaret got a hold of him. And it was wild, dude. I love it. Just look at that space they're in.
Could you still be PvP'd or robbed? So you won't be attacked within the city limits when you have a stall up. So I wouldn't be concerned about that. In regards to robbing, no.
Yeah, no, you're not
people
going
can't rob
to knock
items.
down shops. I don't know what will happen in a siege, though.
Well, in a siege,
We'll have to approach that question later.
right, it would be likely that those items would be, during the siege declaration period, so the
Interesting.
minimum 3 days, village is 3 days or whatever, that stall would not be renewed, right? Because all services are frozen
Right,
during the
yeah, yeah.
declaration. So they would just be granted back to the user probably. But yeah, we'll discuss that.
It's gonna be so interesting.
Additionally, player
Here she is.
stalls, in an economic node, there is an area of space that's present near
So take note, we just leaped forward like 2 years of development. We're probably about to hit COVID, right?
the unique building where players may put up a stall. Excuse me, they'll be able to put up a shop.
Shop, yeah.
And then in addition to that, there will be rentable stalls that are capable of being utilized for a period of time based on your expenditure. That will, you'll be able to list any number of goods there for a period of time. There will be an attendant that gets assigned to the stall, and that stall's goods will be listed on.
I love this idea because if you looked at my inventory in the game right now, I have all the stuff that I need to process, but then I have the like semi-processed items that I really don't have a way to sell them now. I'm not going to just, I hate like just broadcasting in chat. I think that's the least effective, least fun method of economic activities. So I love this. I love having an NPC that's going to be there and be my salesperson. I love it.
On a bulletin board that players can access from anywhere in the region and know where the stall is located to travel there and purchase. When the economic node reaches, I believe it's a metropolis stage, it will sell personal shop certificates. Now this allows players, non-citizens and citizens alike, to go to the metropolis. They can purchase the player shop certificates, and they can put up a player shop anywhere in the world with that certificate. They don't have to.
This is huge. And I don't know if it's this video right here where he says it, but he basically says when you have that certificate from a metropolis economic node, that you could actually set up in a dungeon and be selling stuff from your player shop. I still can't get in my mind what that's going to look like. They said it's like a banner over your head or something. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they throw in a tent. I don't know. Whatever you got to do. But it's going to be cool. And I think they actually talk about, like, with that economic metropolis node certificate, think about that. That's anywhere in the world. So if you go, it's location, 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 right? You go to the busiest area on the map that you feel safe enough, and maybe you got bodyguards, and you can sell your stuff. This is going to be badass.
To be near the economic node's unique building and in a designated shop area. Instead, they can go out in the real world and put up a shop if they wish.
Somewhere in your inn, perhaps,
yes.
or maybe if you're running, you know, a little shop on the crossroads on your freehold, you can put it there. But yeah.
All right. We had a conversation
July
on Discord
2020.
that caused more confusion than clarity.
This is a good one.
It was stalls, shops, markets, and
Oh, Margaret is amazing. Sometimes I wish she was not there to hold the leash on Steven. I think he's wiggled free a little bit, and we're all on the same page now, but I love her to death. Yeah, she's a very sweet woman. So happy for them and their new child, Connor, I believe.
marketplaces. Everybody's clear on shops now, but people wanted to know if all nodes have player stalls. So do all nodes have a way for players to
Hold up. What did that? We're not doing that. Nope. We're not just skipping over that screen. Hold on. Let's get it right here. Hold on.
Shops, markets, and marketplaces. Everybody's clear on shops now, but people wanted to know.
I just want to read what this says. It's a tutorial for Node. Nodes and Ashes creation are core component of the world building system. As players gain experience, the nodes will begin to advance, offering unique services and additional questing options for players to participate in. When the node reaches stage 3, the village players may then speak to an NPC where they may elect to become a citizen of the node. That's Alpha 1 preview. All right. NPCs within these nodes for this playtest, will provide buy-sell shops, in-node housing, building construction tasks, storyline quest lines. Okay, so let's just talk about this. When you listen to these guys, I think Steven is a sincere and honest man. And that's just where I'm going to say this from. And you listen to the things that they say they already had working. So at one point, there's like a game document, right? Like I'm imagining, like that you have all the system designed on paper or pixels. You have that. But then it sounds like they've gone beyond that in a lot of these things, and they actually have some of these systems working. And I bring all this up because I think we're going to be amazed at how much stuff they are able to bring on phase 2 and phase 3. I think the pace is going to blow a lot of people away. And by pace, I mean number of systems, quality of improvements. It's going to be pretty amazeballs. I think it's going to be amazing.
Know if all nodes have player stalls. So do all nodes have a way for players to sell goods?
Yeah. So all nodes do have the ability to spawn player stalls. If you're not an economic node and you don't have a market that's essentially your unique building.
Okay, and we need to do this. Let's do this real quick. because he brought this up. And I want to go look this up because we have what in Marileth right now? We have a stage 3 economic node, I believe, right? I know we have that little market, like the little, but everybody's got that, the little tents, right? A market is a type of unique node building in Ashes of Creation that unlocks at Village Stage 3. So it is unlocked at 3. Of an economic node. Market serves as a center for transaction of goods and services within the area. Players can use the market to access features, but not limited to some of the following. Auction house, where raw sources, materials, crafting can maybe be posted. So I'm guessing that hasn't changed yet. Trades, hauling stables for tier 1 mule training. I don't think we've seen that yet. I haven't heard anybody talk about it. Player shop areas for personal shop deployment and rental stalls. So I don't think we have this in phase 1 right now. I don't think we have this. Player shop certificates must be purchased from Metropolis Stage 6. Economic nodes allow placement anywhere in the world, including freeholds, points of interest, dungeons, blah, blah, blah. Hunter's Post. Hunter's Post, higher redemption for tier 1 creature bounties. Nice. Black markets are upgrade paths for markets where stolen glint can be redeemed. That's going to be important with all the PvP. Markets are distinct marketplaces, which are constructible node buildings that are available by placement for the mayors of any. Okay, see, they said unlocks at stage 3, but here it says they're available for placement in stage 4 or higher. So I think that's why we haven't seen them. There's the black markets. I just want to see if we have any pictures. Auction houses, player stalls. Yep. Yeah, I think they are talking about stage 4, but do you see my confusion right here? A market is a type of unique node building in Ashes Creation that unlocks at Village Stage 3 of an economic node. That's where we're at in Marilith. But then down here it says markets are distinct marketplaces, which constructible node buildings that are available for placement by mayors at town stage 4. Markets are distinct from marketplaces. Okay. But this says this is a market at stage 3. This is the market is unlocked at stage 3. So are you building through stage 3 into stage 4? It could actually be built. I don't understand. Color me stupid, but I don't understand. I really don't. Let's see what we had for pictures. There's no pictures. There's no pictures. Dude, if this is like the player shop, sign me up. Let's see. Marketplaces are the higher tier. So it's talking about marketplaces there. Yeah, I don't know, Callie. I'm not disagreeing with you. I just don't think it's clear. I don't think it's clear. I think these are some of the player shops here. I don't know I don't think they're the stalls. Maybe they're stalls. I don't know. Let's look at that one more time, though. I don't want to move on from this yet. Markets are distinct from marketplaces. This didn't say marketplaces. This says market, which are constructible node buildings. Marketplaces, also called market buildings, are constructed service buildings that are placements, towns. Oh my God. Like it feels like a lawyer wrote this. Stage 3, a market. And this. Okay, I think I'm seeing it. Okay. I'm finally getting there. Hold on. Markets are distinct from marketplaces, which are constructible. Okay. I think I get it. All right. I think I get it. And I think what's missing is that we should have had player stalls probably already at tier 3, but the marketplace is what we get at town stage 4, which, oh my God, I can't wait to see that. And we're going to talk about nodes, hopefully, if I stick with this long enough tonight. Oh my. I do need some hydration station. Thank you. Not libation, hydration. There you go. I'll even do a little posture check on my own. I just wish we had pictures of this, dude. They need to. I think they're going to talk to us about data in the next live stream. Oh my goodness. All right, we're going to move along. I'm getting stuck on that. So we have not seen that because we haven't got to tier 4. That's what we're going to roll with.
Then you can construct essentially what is, I guess, would be called a auction house, a marketplace. And that marketplace will then come with, certain services, and it will come with a certain number of stalls.
Okay, so I think he's using the marketplaces is like an auction house, or is he? And then that also includes the stalls. So we won't see the stalls until tier 4.
The economic node, as I recall, has the ability to construct an auction house. And the auction house serves through.
Okay, let's take that back. The auction house is different than the marketplace. Oh my God, we have a marketplace, and an auction house.
Through the economic means, the ability to list and sell items, and that comes with additional stalls as well for the players.
So just because Lex and I, we were trying to clean this up. Economic nodes get the unique building that starts at market. Non-economic nodes have a mayoral building called the marketplace.
Correct. Yeah, that would be right. So the marketplace, I think, comes online at stage 4, which is essentially, when you say mayoral building, it's essentially a
non-economic nodes don't get those until tier 4.
Constructible. We call them constructibles, right?
So the correct term for the mayoral buildings is constructibles?
Yeah, sorry. Those are, yeah. So essentially, these are buildings that the mayor has agency over determining whether or not they should be a constructed project. So these constructible buildings can be selected at open plots that are gained as the node advances. If they elect to begin construction of one of these types of buildings, one of which is the marketplace, it'll grant certain trade benefits.
Man with a fancy hat.
Some stalls that the citizens may participate in.
About player sales and auctions, will there be any way for players to search for items before they travel?
So now we've skipped up to 2020.
To a specific node, or will players be restricted to shouting advertisements in node towns? My perspective comes from Star Wars Galaxies and EVE Online. Both games had mechanisms for discovering that an item is sold at a location prior to traveling there, so you don't waste your time, kind of.
Sure. So real quick on that front, there's a lot of components to that question. It touches a lot of different things. But on the auction house front, economic nodes will have access to auction house that are local to those nodes. And as a node progresses and begins to vassal.
All right, Thogly, I have that on there as a mistake, but I'm going to play it for you because it didn't work right. Here we go. I think Thogly saw the dwarf on the screen and had to press a button. Five years. Bulls. Oh my God. Sorry about your eardrums. It's coming again though. Damn, I wasn't on the right screen to shut my mic off. I do apologize. Oh, dear God. Thank you. Whew. You did see that dwarf. I saw him too.
Other nodes. If the parent node is economic, it will have the ability to connect with those vassal nodes that are under its zone of influence.
I want to back this one up.
It will be able to share the auction house in that regard, especially at the Metropolis stage. Additionally, from a player stall or shop standpoint.
All right, here we go.
Sales and auctions.
I'm going to try to shut up for the first part of this because I think he finally made a distinction that actually makes the wiki a little more clear. That's twice. Next time we're going to have to exercise a demon. Usually I'm only a 2-shot. And here's the weirdest thing. I actually, and my daughter, I think my youngest daughter has the same thing. If I walk outside after being inside and it's bright outside from the sun, I usually get 2 sneezes out of that. And there's like some weird photosensitive like pathway in the brain that they've labeled for some reason for that. Anyway, deep dive.
Will there be any way for players to search for items before they travel to a specific node, or will players be restricted to shouting advertisements in node towns? My perspective comes from Star Wars Galaxies and EVE Online. Both games had mechanisms for discovering that an item is sold at a location prior to traveling there, so you don't waste your time, kind of.
Sure. So, real quick on that front, there's a lot of components to that question.
Break it down.
A lot of different things. But on the auction house front, economic nodes will have access to auction house that are local to those nodes. And as a node progresses and begins to vassal other nodes, if the parent node is economic, it will have the ability to connect with those vassal nodes that are under its zone of influence, and it will be able to share the auction house in that regard, especially at the Metropolis stage. Additionally, from a player stall or shop standpoint, if you're in an economic node, there will be certificates that you can purchase from the economic node main building that will provide the license, essentially the business license, to sit down and put up a player owned shop wherever you're at in the world. But you have to have the license that you purchase from the economic nodes. And then additionally, each node has the availability to either build a market, or economic nodes are by default.
What up, Jimmy?
Player-owned stalls or rented stalls. Sorry, these stalls you can put in either service.
We're going through my video I made, which is just really a compilation of all the videos and interviews on player stalls, because I'm pretty super stoked about that on the 20th.
For recipes that you have access to that players can come and interface with and utilize, and you can charge a fee for it, or you can list.
I don't think did they do a live today? I don't think they did a live today, did they? They did that live recently, which inspired me to go back and look at all this stuff. And that's when I put the video together.
Items for sale.
If they did a live today, I'm missing out.
All of those stalls and the auction.
No doubt, dude.
Listings are capable of being observed.
Sogli, we need to have a serious conversation about the racism of some people in Vera. They're telling me that I can't be a Dwarven Ranger because the bow will hit the ground. Whereas my argument is the longbow would be fixed in the soil and I could draw it back all the further and be able to reach out and touch their tall asses. I'm just saying. There's a problem in Vera with this kind of talk.
Observed so that you know where to go to get certain things on a community board, essentially, where you can access the town center's community board, and it will show you the location and items that you can search through, and then you'll have to travel to that location if you don't have access to either an integrated auction house hub or the stalls not present in that location.
Yeah, we actually have an article about economic nodes. A lot of the stuff that Stephen talked about is in there, and it even goes in.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to bring the thunder to him, man. I don't know if I'm going to do the Dwarven Ranger or Dwarven Fighter. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out.
Into more detail. So if you want to go check that out, it's on our news page, ashesofcreation.com/news. You can find it through the node series, which is called Economic Nodes. So you should be able to find it pretty easily. Here is from Reasonable
I forgot about the Halloween one. Oh my God.
Mayhem about sieges. It says, will items offered in personal shops, player stalls, and auction houses, besides raw and processed goods, or will items such as gear and consumables, be at risk from a node siege? So if you have a little personal shop or a player stall up or auction house items up, will those be at risk if a node is sieged?
So obviously I've gone through this a number of times and I know the answer, but I love it because it actually tracks with the PvP and the rest of the game.
The way that
the way that the stall works differently from the player shop, right? And there's two ideas here. The stall is a rentable space that does not require the player to be present in order to have the items actively available for purchase by other players. They just rent the stall, and NPC there services the stall with what you've decided to link as either a service or an item to sell, and that exists for a period.
And I do appreciate anybody hitting that link to the player stalls video that I made, hitting like on it. Let it run in the background while you sleep. Who cares? Let's play the algorithm.
Period of time, and you pay for that period of time. Then you can leave and
or watch it 50 times because you really like it.
Is where you have a certificate to essentially create a shop with your character, and a little billboard will pop up above you as you kind of sit down for that shop and kind of advertise a custom message that you want to use, that you want to say, and that has to sell things and or services that are on your person. So players can then come up to you and they can interact with you, and they can, so you're kind of you reside yourself to that shop. With regards to sieges, in the stall scenario, you can link the stall to your warehouse. So it doesn't just have to be in your inventory for the stall. The stall can actually be linked to items in your warehouse, and those items could include materials.
Yeah, that's huge. It's absolutely huge. So you think about it, like right now I have max warehouse space. You're renting that player stall for a certain amount of time. Max out your available goods. Save them for if it's a seasonal good. Save them for when the time is right. Then you have access to all of that material to go on sale. And I think there's an advantage to limiting supply so that you can play with demand, right? So you just set up that. I love that it's a rented for X amount of time. I love it.
Now, materials are at risk during.
You could become, I could see the player shop being a thing for the grandmasters, if you will. They might even hire somebody to sell their stuff in the player shop. Could be auction house, who knows? But as a grandmaster, you're going to have the reputation that everybody wants the gear that you make because crafters make the best shit. You're going to want that person's stuff. You're going to seek them out. You might travel all the way, let's just say it, from Halcyon down to the southernmost node that they're about to give us in the Sand Squall Desert just to get this special pair of boots because they're damn magical. You don't know, man. This is going to get crazy.
During a castle siege, during a
node siege.
During a node siege, thank you. So it is possible, I guess, in that sense, that you could lose a portion of those items. So you don't lose whole items in node sieges. All your warehouse contents aren't vulnerable for node sieges. However, materials are. And materials are either processed processed gatherables or raw gatherables, right? Those are the materials. And the same could be true and said for the player shops. If you get killed while being a shop, you would then have the normal death penalty, which could include a portion of your materials and or gatherables that are on.
And again, think about it. What if Thogli makes the greatest two-handed axes in all of Vera, and he sets up shop right outside of Dunir headquarters, right? And one of these guys from a guild that may or may not have disbanded comes along and decides he's going to make a name for himself and kill poor Thogli while he's selling his axes, minding his own damn business. And then you add in the complication of the bounty system. Because if you kill poor Thogli trying to sell his two-handed axes, and you've now made that to where you have stolen goods, essentially. I mean, you might, if he drops gear. I don't remember how that's going to work. You might just drop mats. But you've made that unavailable. You've made it so that he can't sell his goods there. It's going to be a problem for the person that killed Thogli, right? Yeah, the dwarves will muster. There will be drums. There will be drums, hammer and stone. Olgar says a united dwarf army is a formidable force to reckon. Absolutely.
Yeah, and we've answered the secondary part of that before in regards to materials and being lost.
And it's important to note, by the way, and this is, again, this will be tested, but
it's actually funny that you say that, Thogli, and then take my whole premise, okay? You're just out there on this crossroads in a rough neighborhood, and you're selling your Billy Badass double-handed axes, okay? You're probably standing there with zero fear. Number one, you've got your character developed, whatever, but you know nobody's touching you. And I put this like when I was deployed in Kosovo. There was a guy standing in Jelani, okay, in this street, that had wads of American cash, wads of euros, like he had it all. You didn't go to a bank to get your money changed when you were going on leave, okay? And this dude is standing there with this mountain of cash in his pocket, broad daylight on the street. And everybody knew homeboy was connected, so nobody touched him. These are the kind of dynamics I think we're going to see with these player shops, man. It's going to be so cool.
In a node siege, when the declaration occurs, material goods within the warehouse of the node that has had a declaration made, those are restricted from movement. You can sell.
Oh, this is going to be huge, baby. Don't get caught. Okay, so you got two ways this could go. Move your goods out before the siege, or you better have an army behind you and contribute to the defense of the node. This one's going to be super duper scary to see play out. Let me snooze these upcoming ads. All right, we've kicked them back for like 16 minutes. Here we go.
Sell them to players through the stall, but you cannot incorporate the warehouse connection with materials into launching a caravan out of the node.
Yep, everything's locked down, baby.
Period. So it's essentially
you can sell to players, but that's all locked down.
A halt there, and there's a risk associated with it.
If everything that I have read is true, stating that auction houses, markets, player stalls are all exclusively economic node buildings, then what does trade look like in the other three node types?
Excellent question. This was a fairly recent deal. Was it May this year? Excellent question. And I understand, like, Sonny is tuned in to the economics of Vera. And I understand why he's confused, because we just read the wiki, and I don't know, unless you did what I did and went back and got all these in a line, it's kind of hard to sort it all out. That's why I did this. I might do this for other topics just for my own clarity on subjects. Here we go, though.
I see. Okay, so first we have to vet the supposition.
Vet the supposition.
Not all nodes are absent of markets. All nodes by default have a market building. Auction houses, as you described, are present within the economic nodes. So that is a true distinction. However, the market buildings do provide player stalls. So those are also not delegated just to economic nodes. Within the vicinity of the market, and depending on the upgrades you choose and the level of your node, you will have additional stalls that are available. So players can utilize those in non-economic nodes. In addition,
so the little group of tents that we've been seeing in all the towns, is that like the base model player stalls and it just wasn't functional until the 20th? I think that's what I'm taking from this.
You can also use player shops, which require certificates in order to use. But once you have a certificate, you can then place your player shop within the vicinity of a node's market, any node's market. So basically what that means is you will take that certificate and your character will sit down in place, and they will spawn a UI billboard above them where you get to make a brief advertisement of what your shop is. And any player can come up to you and they can interact.
I'm hoping this is more than a billboard.
And see your shop that you have listed goods for. And
I'm hoping this is more than a billboard. When we looked at the wiki, wiki. Let's go player shops, shall we? Player shop. Boom. Let's do this. Scroll down here. All right. So there's that. So there's this billboard he's talking about essentially, but I can't see them that clearly in game. Armstrong's Blacksmith. I'm hoping it's like this. Like, give me a little building. That's not the one I was looking for. It was, I think it was back here. Let's see. Yes. Like, that's what I'm hoping for. You give me, what is it? Old Dirty Whiz, whatever the hell. And you have some such and things here and some baskets and such and things and all that in a little cart. I'm hoping it looks like that. I don't know what you guys think. That's what I'm hoping.
Make purchases as if you were a vendor from your shop. So that's the difference between player stalls and the
old Dirty Wizard discount scrolls. Everything must go. It's like the wrapping paper after Christmas. The war's over. I got to get rid of these damn scrolls.
Player shop system. The benefit that economic nodes markets have over non-economic node markets is that their player shop certificates, when sold from a Metropolis economic node, I believe, can be placed anywhere in the world, independent of market proximity. So you could be at a dungeon and set up your player shop there, and it's like, hey, you want to buy some health pots?
Hey,
grab your health pots, and you could, set up there. So yeah.
Very cool. Thank you. That actually answers quite a bit.
That's going to be pretty cool when you have that player shop that sells the buffs that you need for a boss in a dungeon. That's going to be pretty kick-ass.
Player stall.
Here we go. The most recent one.
Make some money.
Money.
So I noticed there's a lot of commentary about copper. A lot of people saying, we need copper, we need more copper, we need more copper. Well, according to the data, there is a lot of copper being mined.
Yes, the bottleneck, and this is why I made the damn video. The bottleneck is the economic system in place to move things, because friends in the guild brought me all of that metal, all of those stones, all that stuff, and it really opened my eyes. That was one of two times that it really opened my eyes as to what was going on with resources. It's not that they weren't available. They're hard to move. The other thing that really opened my eyes was I got on like a Saturday after it was one of the days, like during the day, and they had shut the servers down briefly, did a reboot for whatever reason. I got back on and I was running around a certain island that we don't need to talk about. And there were just node after node after node of metals and stone. And it was just like, holy crap, I had no idea. People are farming and hoarding this stuff with no way to really, excuse me, that felt great though. No way to really let it loose on the market. And that's why I'm so stoked about player stalls.
However, the copper and other rare resources are difficult to trade. And one of the key components of a functional economy is the ability to trade and not having that predicated just on chat. So player stalls, we prioritize to make it in by the 20th. These will be in a functional state to begin with. There will be an NPC within the market area that you will be able to list your goods at, and other players will.
So functional state, meaning bare bones, not as cool as it's going to be.
Will be able to interact with that NPC, take a look at the different player shops that are listed, and make purchases at those locations. So this is something that I think is very necessary. It's not quite an auction house, and the reason it's not an auction house is because you basically have a little bit of a storefront. You go through this list of other players' stores, and you can click into that store, and you can see a number of different items that they have, and you can make transactional purchases.
Oh, there's all the links you could click at the end of the video
for what they've listed.
Sorry, I had to show Steven's emoting.
He's buying. He's buying.
This helps to. I'm buying. I'm buying your things.
All right, cool. That's the end of that video. I wanted to, what did I say we were going to talk about? We were going to talk about treasure hunts, and we were going to talk about nodes. I think we could do nodes real quickly, but I've been hitting snooze and I'm out of snooze buttons right now on the ads. So let's run a quick 1 minute ad and we'll be right back. That should kick it down the can. Or kick the can down the road for a minute. Let's do it. You can go PP, do all the things you got to do. All right, all right, all right. I feel so bad about that. Thank you for that sub via Prime, Sogly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. He's just sealed the deal. I am going to play a dwarf. I think so. Let's talk about this for a second. I don't know if I want to do the Dwarven Fighter or the Dwarven Ranger. Now, here's my argument for the Dwarven Ranger, which everybody laughs at me about. Is that who's better to go out and scout out all the secret routes to all the shiny rocks that we would want to possess than a Dwarven Ranger, right? Stealth, all those good things. So there's that argument. But then I'm like, well, I might actually want to play a fighter as an ult. And what better character than the dwarf for that? I don't know. I don't know, Thogly. I need some insight on this. I need to set clear because I'm going to be a mess, dude. So, like, obviously the ADHD tangent thing is a real thing with me. I think I also want to play mage. I have a level 7 mage. I think I want to play that a little bit more this weekend. I like hitting shit with lightning. It's the most fun. It is absolutely the most fun for me. You tested fighter, and I can say I was so happy I went that route. Nice. Yeah, I was watching, was it Doc? I think Doc played it from Copian Clinic. And it looked like a lot of fun. I might have to try that out. But if I try that out, I don't want to do it until we get the dwarf. I just don't even want to. Because I think I want to play mage a little bit more. I've got all those resources. I'll probably do some more crafting this weekend. I have finals next week, so I'm not even going to get to play that much this weekend. After that, baby, is pedal to the floor. Pedal to the floor. All right, let's talk nodes. Let me go find... let's look up Jamie's video here. Maybe Jamie did one on the PTR notes. And they're going to talk about... That was a month ago. No. Noby. Well, I bet you if I go home, like one of the 5,000 people I follow. Oh, look at that. He's still talking about duels. Let's see. Ashes of Creation, PTR notes. I don't know. We don't have to find it. But we're getting 3 new nodes in the desert. This is going to be massive because I think they also said in today's PTR notes that they opened up. Let's see if we can find it. I won't show you guys this screen, but I know that our Discord has the patch notes. Let's go there. Let's do it, baby. This is when I wish I had music playing. All right, where the hell are the patch notes, guys? I swear to God, they changed all this stuff. It's killing me. Uh-oh. Where are the damned patch notes? There we are. Oh, I think they even updated them again. Oh, my. Very small list. I do every night, Pinky. Take over the world. Yeah! I love Pinky. Let's see. Oh my God, there was another one here. Glorious Testers. We've brought the PTR up again with a slight modification. They're now double the server workers on PTR Realm. We'd like to push as many testers as we can today. Okay, and they told them specifically what they wanted to do. Push those boundaries. But let's see. Yep, they fixed the little thing on starting in the right realm. That's great. But here is the mother humper of them all. Increase the size of Sand Squall Desert to create an area for 3 additional nodes. I don't know. There's been back and forth on what people think. I think we're actually going to have those 3 nodes available on the 20th. I think that they know, with all the squabbles we've had in this confined little box that we've been kept in with these few nodes, that they need that. And they need that for more caravans. They need that for a number of reasons. We're finally opening up the economy. We'll probably have a whole bunch of different resources available in the desert that we haven't actually seen yet. things are going to get spicy. So that was one of the things I wanted to talk about. We won't go too late tonight. Let me send more nodes. Exactly. Send it, baby. This would be the sound for nodes sent. All right. Let's look up the other big thing that I'm excited about. Treasure maps. Treasure maps. They are consumables and ashes of creation, treasure maps, blah, 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 blah. Let's go to where Steven talked about them here recently. Yes, they did. How do these guys stay on top of this? Like, how is this even a thing? This blows my bloody mind. All right, here we go.
For those awesome,
Yeah.
You mean we can be a dwarf and dig a hole for treasure? Yeah!
So treasure hunts are coming
Only if you have the right digging equipment.
online. Clayton has been working very hard on the treasure system along with the other narrative engineers. And, treasures are essentially maps that you can either discover fragments of or you can discover full maps. They come in different rarities, so you can have common maps up to legend.
Ooh, what? Dogly, how are we going to work this out? I have half the map. You have half the map. Now, there's a deep dwarven bond between us, but there's always that little bit of frictional greed, baby. We're going to have to come together on terms for sharing treasure maps. That's going to be the rough stuff. It's still going to try and play another damn ad in 5 minutes. We'll pause when it does.
Legendary maps and pieces that you can then craft with the scribing profession to find maps as well. And these maps depend.
Ooh, sounds like the scribes are going to get even more important. And they came up like a number of times in things I've been listening to here lately. You get the first one, then I get the next one. That's honestly the way we've been doing the mining, right? If you're running in a party with somebody that is also trying to up their mining skill and gather resources, we've just been trading. It's been really good.
Depending on the rarity, will give you a general location to try to discover a dirt mound.
That actually brings up a topic for me. So I'm in a sizable guild now, but you never run with most of the people in your guild. The way that the reality of it thus far anyway is that it's just you see a handful of people. So you have this, for lack of a better word, I don't want to use node. You have this, it actually is, how the hell would you explain that? But you have this small unit cohesion, okay? This group of people like Jimby I've played with, I count on him, trust him 100%. Got Jace. I hate listing names because I'm going to forget people and piss people off. I've got Jace that plays tank all the time. I've got a number of great people that you play with. But even if you have a big guild of 300 people, it doesn't matter. So you're going to have, I want to flesh this out at a later point. I'm going to try and make a video on it once I can make it a coherent thought. But the guilds, you're a healer most of the time, yeah. The guilds are great. They have some benefits, but they're not what I really thought they were, at least not till we get guild freeholds and all these other benefits. Right now, what's more important to me is that band of brothers and sisters that you travel with, right? Like, that's what really matters, which is the way that it really should be. If you think about the D&D roots, man, it's the party that matters. The party is the core. You think guilds will shine in phase 3. I agree, because you're going to have guild freeholds and all that stuff. But I still think even when all of that lives in all of its glory, would you at least consider the idea that the party, so the character is fundamental, right? You can solo some things, but the party is that core unit that really just like all the bonds, the real bonds between each of us as players, not just characters, but each of us as players, the bonds that you build in those at that party level are going to matter. Yeah, you'll be associated with guild people in your Discord chats and all that kind of stuff, but I can tell you from what I've seen thus far, it's the family that you run with. Exactly, though. Exactly. Anyway, I don't know, man. Here's a question. I think I already know the answer. So you could run a character that's in one guild and a character that's in another. I understand people might take big issue with that, but like that is a possibility within the game mechanics, not necessarily the politics, but within the game mechanics, that is possible, right?
And if you can discover that dirt mound and you have the necessary digging supplies, you can interact with it for a treasure chest that has a wide variety of.
Well, if my guild doesn't have a problem with it, Thogly, I might have to talk to you about my dwarven character. We'll see.
Reward table loot for you to find. This is something that is, I think, going to really accentuate our exploration players who are interested in exploring the map. If you go higher in the
conflict of interest would be a real thing, though. So I don't know how that's going to work.
The rarity of the map, you might have multiple locations that you need to investigate, and
this is going to be fun, dude.
So
I don't think anybody saw it. Oh man, can I get there without you guys like seeing all my private information? Let's find out the fun way, live on air. Let's do this. Hold on. We don't even need to go there. I'll tell you what it was. It was a forum post where I said I think there should be XP for traveling and exploring things that other people hadn't found. This is the mechanism right here. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I need to chat with you. We should do, you know what I've never done, Thogly, and I don't know if you'd be open to this or not. I've never done a stream with another streamer. And I know that Twitch built all that functionality in, but I need to figure that out on the off chance that one day Mr. Steven Sharif might actually talk to me. That would be fun. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. We'll talk. We'll talk for sure.
Something to keep in mind that this can be a higher risk of failure, but
we should do it before phase 2.
Fun. And these next list of things that we're going to go over are iterations.
Like right before.
Iterating on, and the first one here is archetype balances for the existing archetypes.
All right, so we don't need to watch that. We are watching the treasure stuff, right? Let's go see what else. So this was the fun part of doing the first video, is that there was actually a lot of other. Let's see, that's going to be the same one. That one I don't recall. Let's go see what this was about. Yeah, let's figure it out. My last, oh my God, it's the day from hell is the 18th. I have a physics final from like 10 to 1:30. And then for some reason, the geniuses at the university have scheduled my programming final for 7:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. But then it's over. Then it's over, man. That's a Wednesday. So like the Thursday, I would be available the Thursday before phase 2, but maybe we want to wait until it starts. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's see what they got here.
The next one here is from Momoji, and it is treasure maps. Can you talk more about treasure maps and how they are executed compared to other games?
Bill, you want to take this one? I think I think that's still a feature that's largely under.
Go, Bill.
We again like talking about
yes,
the map as being the
or learn Python in the 5.5 hours, but no, I know Python somewhat.
The overworld.
Do you believe I take a written exam for a Python programming class? I have an issue with that.
Map as being a way that can guide your individual play session. I want to, when we get into the specific mechanics of how treasure maps work, we want to make sure that we're leveraging the systems that we're building there as well.
Right now it's in like a simplified way,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I would call the way that we have it in now is more of a kind of, it's not even a proof of concept. It's just a temporary way for us to put this type of content into the game.
Mm-hmm. But there are treasure maps in game.
Yeah.
And I think some of you have found treasure maps already in phase 1. I've heard a number of people tell me that they've found treasure maps. I thought somebody said at a Briarmore Farm, and then somebody said Monster Kill dropped one. So I think some of the stuff is like at the stage they're talking about here. The preliminary is already in there. But you're going to have the right tools. You're going to have timers, according to what Steven said in that first one when I was running off at the mouth. You're going to have all that stuff going on. It's going to be badassery. You got to be careful when you do this on live stream, because if you're watching naughty stuff, it would definitely show up over here. It definitely would. You get out yourself. All right, let's see. This was 2023. Callista, you have ranked up to Relay Ranger. Speaking of Rangers, oh my God, you're number 4. Oh my God, you're number 4 of all users. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Hold on. Let me go play this in honor of her ranking up into the top 5. Let's do it. You are probably already in the top 5, but we're going to do it anyway. Hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for the guy that doesn't know what he's doing to find the right damn thing. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I don't even know where the hell it's at. It's under timers. Top. Oh, there it is. It's mislabeled. There we go. Look at you. You bumped E-Filthy down to number 5. You've been 4 for a while, really? How did you get... No. You got to be kidding me. You ranked up in the number 4 spot. Okay, fine. I take back the Viking horn. That's fine. Let's go.
And then Gartok wants to know about open world distractions. Since travel times are important, what is there to discover that will distract you from going straight to your initial destination? What makes traveling adventurous in Vera?
Well, aside from threat and opportunity, which are probably the 2 biggest distractions that you can encounter while traveling through Vera, those come in different forms. Threat in the form of monsters and events, opportunities in the forms of resources and POIs. There's also achievements that are based around exploration. There's treasure maps that can be found. There's a lot of different things that kind of intersect with travel. The movement of resources, the storage of those resources, in which locations, what are available to be sold, and the detour for you.
Well, A-Wolf has ranked up to 126, and I don't think that they have been 126 for that long.
Change my direction.
All right, so that's just a brief mention of treasure maps. Let's see. We need to clear out some of these bad boys. All right. Let's see. That was the 2023 May. Let's see here. What do we have?
What are your plans for rewarding exploration? For instance, will there be hidden/secret quest lines or possibly secret doors/zones that give no hints to being there? But if you have a specific class/group composition, you can use your synergies to open them up. And
is that even loud enough?
With either rare items or even better, unique items that are limited to either only one or very few per server. We do have artifacts. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Their exploration is a huge part of the game, and there are a lot of systems that are dedicated to rewarding exploration. I don't know, for many of you who have been following for a while now, circa 2018, 2019, we gave a few pre-alpha demonstrations around some utility spells, the ability
Pinky interrupted. I'm so sorry.
Kind of to discover hidden tracks or doorways that can only be revealed through a mage's utility.
You mean like elven runes on a dwarven door? You mean that kind of thing, Steve?
Spell of arcane eye or something. And those can reveal passageways that might contain hidden quests. They definitely grant exploration experience.
Hey, it was a direct reference to something. You know what I'm talking about because you know you read those books and you know you watched those movies.
There are relics in the world that can only be discovered.
Exactly. Speak, Brendan, enter.
At a certain time. There are constellations that can only be seen at a certain time at a certain location. So it's kind of
speak, friend, and enter.
Widespread how exploration can affect many different progression paths within the game, and it's not just about kind of visiting an area once.
I just thought, like, I've got my little list here of things that need to make the soundboard, and I'm a little ashamed that we did not. Where is this sound effects? Yes, we have not added. You shall not pass. It just made me think of that one. We got to have the Gandalf on there, my friends. All right, I think they're done with that one. Whoop, whoop. Let's see. I think we're about worn out the treasure map thing, but I do want to go. Let's go find somebody's video. He's still streaming. That would be all the way wrong. Somebody had. Who does the PTR notes? Hold on. Because I know I watched some, and I don't want to pull up my history in front of you. It could get embarrassing. Royer just reads down the list. We can go there. Okay, yep. Zillan does it. Let's see. It's time for criticism. Narc. Oh my God, I can't deal with Narc right now. I can't do it. 1 day ago, that was Richie. I did watch that one. Let's do this one, shall we? Jamie did one. I thought he did. 1 month ago, 1 month ago. Oh my God. Let's just go to his channel. 4 hours ago. There we go. It could be massive. He's going to get loud, isn't he? Here we go. Are we ready?
Yo, what is up, guys? It's your favorite Ashes of Creation cultist, the Cult Daddy, Jamie Chaos. And
Cult Daddy.
Today, I was going to do a PTR update, but the patch notes are really small. I can go through them real quickly, and then we can kind of discuss something else. So the patch notes were your previous realm will now stay. The memorial site service building is now back and provides some additional buffs. Laboratory service building upgrade should now show the correct upgrade information. Agricultural supply service building, animal husbandry expansion. Guys, I have dyslexia, and trying to read some of these can be extremely difficult. So,
I got you, brother.
Agricultural supply service building, animal husbandry expansion will now have the correct station. Holy crap! Can we call that something smaller? And they also fixed some lighting bugs causing darkness at sunrise and sunset. That one, I hope it's fixed, because that one's been kind of frustrating. So that's kind of interesting. Not really. It's a very short thing. That's why I wasn't going to do a whole video on it. But this was actually really interesting. So Steven said, Glorious Testers, we've brought up the PTR.
Okay, again, I know what he's talking about.
With a significant modification. There are now double the number of server workers on the PTR room.
If you're not following Jamie, you're wrong.
As many testers as we can today and engage in PvP around the borders. Use page up and identify the worker boundaries. And engage
so it's going to be the one before this that I'm looking for.
Boundaries. The goal for this testing is to double our realm population for the 20th. Previous realm populations were 3,000, so now they're looking at doing 6,000, which begs the question: how big
wasn't our goal 10,000?
Is the population intended to be at launch? Originally, servers were going to be about 10,000 concurrent, with 50,000 leading or working up towards 50,000 accounts on one server.
Right.
If we're going to have 6,000 people in just bits of the Sun Squall Desert, the tropics, and the Riverlands, does that mean that they're going to try to push for a larger server population?
I think they absolutely are.
I will say that 3,000 on that singular Riverland sometimes feels a lot. And other times you feel like you never see anyone, and it's hard to know if we're hitting those peak concurrent. The question is also are we going to get enough interest leading into phase 2 for a lot more people to come in? We don't have those.
I think we will get the people in phase 2. I absolutely think we will. I agree with you, Thogly. We need more people. I don't know. So, I guess the way to judge whether or not there were a lot of people in town or in server or not is how busy does the town feel. And even though the vendor dude gets mobbed by people and the storage clerk gets mobbed by people, it's never been so overwhelming, right? And if you think about what a metropolis is going to look like, they're going to want a shite ton of people in there to make it alive. And it's not going to be all NPCs. So look, if they're not bluffing, if the hand that they're holding on their server tech is a good hand, like they say, they're going to push that thing like the Millennium Falcon. They're going to push it till the bolts fall off, figure out how to keep the bolts attached, and go on from there. I think that they're going to push the hell out of it. Let's see, what do we got here? It'll be the holidays. So great point, Callie. Great point. Look, I mean, me personally, like nobody cares, but finals will be over. The 20th couldn't come at a better time. The last finals on the 18th. Piss off school for a whole month that I get to just dive in. I'll have to remember I have a family, but I get to dive into Ashes for a straight month, baby. So yeah, the holidays, more people will be on, I believe. Thogly and a couple of different areas where you can do vendor and storage things. Yeah, well, we're getting player stalls, right? So that's going to spread that out even more. Look at you, Thogly. You've ranked up to number 127. You're moving on up. It's happening. I think that I don't want to say a number because I'd be pulling it out of my ass. The numbers are going to shock people. That I will safely say for sure.
Those numbers, we don't know those things, but it is kind of speculated between a lot of us that we might not see that big surge moving into phase 2 as we did with phase 1, but you never know. There could have been people that found the game midway through phase 1. They're like, oh,
I don't know. I'm trying to think of all the conversations of people coming into chat when we stream. And I know there were quite a few that said they were coming in phase 2. I didn't hear from people that said, I heard a lot of people asking questions that probably were suited better to phase 3. I have said all along, though, I don't think testers are going to stick as much as a nutcase like me is going to stick. Like, I don't even want to stream other games now, even when the servers are down. I don't want to do it. So let's see. To be fair, phase 2 is what most of my guild here have been waiting for. Yeah, of course, because you haven't had the dwarfs. So, like, I don't know. I think you will get a significant bump. You'll get the drop off to be expected after the holidays, per Callie's point. But there's going to be more content, and I actually think the pace of updates is going to pick up. So that says something about the game. Not sure where you're going with that one, Callie, because the squirrel fell off the wheel in my head.
Damn, I can't wait to jump into here and then move into phase 2, especially with dwarves coming on. Maybe get a lot of dwarf players coming. But I feel like phase 3 is where you're really going to get a big push and surge of a new player base.
I agree.
Now, if you guys haven't been paying attention, well, because you've been too busy playing Path of Exile 2, I am also guilty. I will also be streaming that.
No, we did not play that, Jamie. No, because not all of us have been in Ashes of Creation since August, my friend.
Over on Twitch here and there, probably during my Ashes downtime. I've been having a ton of fun with that. Annie and I are kind of doing our normal thing of me playing some type of warrior and she's playing ranger, and I've been absolutely loving it. So if you guys are interested, check out those streams.
I don't fault him. Who gives a shit?
I was getting very frustrated because the warrior is not in a very good spot compared to some other compared to some of the other classes, especially like ranger, where it is just a DPS madhouse. Trying to get some cross.
It's okay. I mean, it's something you're only wanting to play overall games. It means it's very engaging. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. I'm sorry. I told you the squirrel fell off the wheel.
Colonization. For some reason, you guys don't want to watch me play other video games. What the fuck do you want on my content? Let me know. Let me know down in the comments. What do you guys want to see me do? Because I know you guys don't really care when I play games. I think you guys would rather listen to me talk. And I'm trying to figure out how the fuck we do that when we have the game. Anyway.
So many folks have been keeping an eye on us with the dwarves incoming and shouting me out. It's been so weird. Oh, dude, that's why I said we might have to kick our thing that we do together down the road a little bit, because I think this is going to be like this is going to be the Dwarven Sweet 16 party, man. It's going to be amazeballs.
Back to the question at hand is, how big is the world going to be player-wise? Because if we're trying to get 6,000 in that smaller area, you just kind of have to think, right? Does that mean that they're going to be pushing for 20,000, 25,000 people concurrent? And then what does that look like for server health? Is it going to lead to dead servers?
I think with the meshing, if the meshing works right, I don't know that the world is as big as it looks like it's going to be. I think, okay, so if I had to do the math on this, the limit won't be necessarily a top end number. It will be, is there an area on the map where people stay so concentrated that you reach the max on the smallest grid that you can make in the map? I think that's really where it goes. We're about to hit an ad in 2 minutes. I do apologize.
I think we've probably seen, as I was trying to say, I think we start to see kind of a fall off towards the last, couple weeks of testing. We got that nice 5-day period, and there weren't as many people playing as you'd think you would see, because I think the urgency to play when we had Friday, Saturday, Sunday wasn't there as much for some people, especially being, Thanksgiving season and having some holidays in there. And then the subsequent weekends, you kind of start seeing some fall off, especially after the huge nerf to gear. And then now people, I think, leading in, I expect this.
I honestly think the fall off was most of the PTR testers and the people that have had it for a long time, and they know the wipe's coming, and they've probably been wiped 100 times in PTR, and it's just like they're just going to take the break. They're going to take that breath before phase 2. I think a lot of us were still in there grinding it out. It wasn't our senior guild leadership. They went and played something else because exactly what I just said. Like, they probably just wanted to take that breath, take that minute, because phase 2 is going to be a massive push.
This weekend to be full of.
Think about, we got to control a node. The dynamics of that, and especially with 3 extra nodes now, like things are going to get wild.
PKing and PvP and just an absolute madhouse, or potentially empty. Because I think as we move closer and closer, people kind of back off because they've gone through the content. There's not a lot of stuff coming out.
See, we've not gone through the content though. If you were a November 8th starter, not everybody went through all the content. I think this applies to the, like, I'll call them the OG testers that got in October 25th and had been doing PTR before. Like, it's old news to them. There's still a shit ton of stuff I haven't been able to do. I mean, yeah, I have a family, I have school, I have all these other things, but I think the average player has not hit all the content. Here comes an ad. We'll take a quick break. It says ad starting soon. Has the ad started? What are we doing here? It's pretending. It's thinking about it. I don't know. We'll just keep going.
And that's all going to be saved for that phase 2 where we start to see it launch, start to progress and start to get, I think that's when that cadence, right? That 6-week, 3-week cadence comes in, where you've got 3-week minor updates, 6 weeks, big updates. We've got that new Dwarven dungeon that we should have had access to. There were ways to get in. So we're told, don't tell the public or show the public. But we kind of fucked around in there, and it was kind of neat seeing some of that stuff being worked on, but it's very, very early. So yeah, that's I guess that's the thought of this video, right? Is how many players are we eventually actually going to see? I know myself, like.
Oh, well, we are an ad in progress, YouTube. We'll take a quick break here. We'll pause it for a second. Yeah, Jason, I'll get your message just as soon as we come out of this ad on Twitch. Be right back. All right, looks like we're back from that ad. YouTube, you had no idea we had an ad, but we did have an ad. Thogley says he saw the dungeon. I bet you did. You probably went poking all around it. And I wanted to point out, Jason, you played early November and only got to level 9, still so much to learn and do. Absolutely, man. All I did this last weekend was try to figure out crafting and then grind that. Like, I haven't done Carfin in any real way. I haven't done Steel Bloom in any real way. Like, there's so much content for us to still do. It took you 2 days to figure out you needed fuel to craft items. Yeah, that's a little weird to me, honestly. I think that's going to change. Like, I don't know why I need trees to train an animal. I think that's just placeholder.
I feel like if you make it too many people, the systems might not function as the way they would like them to. But if you limit it to where there's too many queues, it's just... I'm glad I'm not a developer, because this is like one of those headache things of how do you plan for how many people are supposed to show up? How many people are enough to make a...
You have an open development.
And I think a lot of us have...
Oh, Nice Gaming rating with 20. Thank you, good sir. Thank you, Nice Gaming. Nice Gaming, we got to talk about your X post. I hadn't seen this side, but Nice Gaming went mean gaming on somebody for just a moment. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you so much for coming in. If you are not already following, thank you for the follow. If you're not already following Nice Gaming, you gots to do it, man. You gots to do it. Let's shout out. Let's see if I can make this work. Can I make it work? Is it nice? It's Nice Gaming TV. That's right. Let's see, did it work? Oh my God, it worked. Hello, Nice Gaming. I said raid Jamie after reading. What the hell? I said raid Jamie after reading Tangent. All right, there you go. All right, you're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're just looking at Jamie's PTR notes now. We went through just to catch everybody up what the hell we're doing. Oh my God, we got 42 people up in here. I used Jamie to get a raid. Is that what you're saying? We went through the video that I made on player stalls and the economic stuff that's going to go on with that. We watched through that. We talked a little bit about the 3 nodes that are coming up in the Sand Skull. It's going to be badassery. It's going to be amazing. And now we're listening to Jamie's PTR notes, and we're actually listening to the wrong one because I wanted to talk about the nodes, but we're going to make it through here.
Do they need per server to make these?
Pay no mind to Holgar. He's just Holgar
to progress in the way it needs to progress, to have the node sieges and all these things. And I'm sure that's something they're going to play with in testing. But I think that 10,000 concurrent players, I don't believe that's been updated since they announced that the world.
Oh my God, I have got to raise the price of that Narc PhD. But here you go. I will be a man of my word. Here we go. Here's the Narc PhD. Yes. All right. I need to change that reward from 1 tangent point on up to about 1 billion. I don't know that the Sand Squall is going to be as lawless as it was if it has nodes. I'm not so sure. No PhD detected.
To be much bigger. So it'll be interesting to find out if those plans have changed, and hopefully eventually get to talk to Steven about this.
Yeah, thanks. Nice. Appreciate it.
Questions, and I am trying to still set something up for you guys to ask a lot of those pre-phase 2 questions. There was some stuff that came up, so we weren't able to.
Thank you for the follow, Solovino.
But hopefully, got my fingers crossed that we'll be able to do something for that phase 2. So anyway, guys, that's the I haven't done one of these talking head videos in a while. I figured I'd just sit here, give those thoughts out, and yeah.
Oh, did they say the nodes will be lawless? Oh, that is going to be interesting, especially for you, Nice. Like you're the PvP master, right? Like that's your gig, right? You're probably going to love that because that's going to make those caravan runs really, really juicy. That's going to be extra special. I want to let's find Jamie's. Oh, thank you for the follow, Bunko 10. Appreciate you. Yeah, we did hit 200 the other night, but apparently we lost a couple of bots. So you guys have pushed us back over the threshold. You're probably considering settling there after max level. Oh, that's actually, yeah, it's going to be like a Pirate's Cove, right? Because they're not talking about having any nodes. I haven't even been to the tropics. So this was the point, is Jamie's like, oh, we ran out of content because they've been playing for so long. A lawless freehold. Absolutely. Oh, Dunhold Gaming. Ogley, do you know this man? Dunhold Gaming. Thank you for the follow. We're looking for, hold on. We're trying to find Jamie's PTR notes. I think it's this one right here. We're going to try this one. A lawless freehold, and these are going to be lawless nodes. That is huge. It's huge.
Yo, what is up, guys? It's your favorite Ashes of Creation cultist, the Cult Daddy, Jamie Chaos, and I've been missing for like 2 weeks.
He's been
I've
AWOL.
had some crazy shit going on that has made it very difficult to get content out. I have still been streaming over on Twitch. There was a period of time where I wasn't able to stream over on YouTube because I was having some issues over on my streaming PC, but it seems like a lot of that has been fixed, and I plan to get a lot more content out. So I figured, why not start
booty
with
bay
the
indeed,
obligatory
Callie.
PTR update. So starting with some highlights, they have increased the size.
He does love his PoE, and we have been making fun of him for playing Edgar Allan Poe 2 instead of doing his Guild Daddy thing in Ashes.
Of the Sand Squall Desert to create an area for 3 additional nodes. The Sand Squall Desert is going to be big enough to fit 3 additional nodes. That is fucking awesome. I did not expect it to be that big.
Okay, so nice. If you're still in here, what are your thoughts? Like, I have actually explored all of Sand Squall, and I was amazed that I made it as far as I did through there before finally being killed by a damn scorpion that would not leash for a good 15-minute walk, it felt like. And he got my ass while I was trying to take a picture of the stars.
You got me monologuing.
Oh, you sly dog. Why do those come out so damn small? They're all messed up, so sorry about that. What's your take on this, Nice? Because essentially it's already massive. So like, how many X times did they have to make Sand Squall to fit 3 nodes in the damn thing? I need to know, just like, obviously we're going to find out in a little bit, but I want to know just how damn big it got.
General stuff, they've changed the object tracker so that it cannot be opened if there are no tracked quests. Equipment icons now have improved visual fidelity. The wolf mount has had some visual improvements. They also fixed a bug with citizenship dues not being accurately represented in no UI. I don't know how many times I've had to pay taxes and they still haven't worked. Fixed a number of bugs related to respawning, fixed multiple bugs causing infinite loading screens, fixed a bug causing crashes during character creation while adding markings. I don't know if they've fixed this one too, but there was one where your character would jump up and down if you were trying to put scars over the eyes. They also fixed a variety of typos.
Let's
for
go
items,
back.
rewards,
I
and
really
proper
want to find
descriptions.
somebody talking
Fixed the bug
specifically
causing
about
routes to not
this.
be-
Hold up, Jamie. This is weird when Jamie's not actually talking because it's his old footage. The thing is, big enough to fit 3 nodes doesn't mean 3 nodes. I know, and that's the conversation that I had too. But if you compare it to nodes now, the map size of Sand Squall is half of the other nodes. So if it's big enough for 3 nodes, it must be much, much bigger. Right. And we're all just like postulating here, but big enough for 3 nodes, does that mean that if you got one of the nodes, the other 2 aren't available? Because I know there's some of that cancellation, right? Like if you develop one node, this one can't go. I'm not sure how that's all going to play out. Let's see. Nodes, desert, Ashes. I'm not saying that it's absolutely going to be 3 more nodes. Just slows their progression. Okay, they could still be nodes. Okay. But like only one node can make it to Metropolis. Gotcha. Nope, it isn't time for criticism, Narc. Let's see. Is this the one we were just damn well watching? I think it is. Ashes of Creation nodes 1. Oh my goodness. Nope, we don't need one from 7 years ago. They would still be nodes. Cool. I don't think we're going to find anything on this, dude. Zillan did one. Here, let's do it. I watched this today or listened to it. Let's listen to him. I'm not always on board with his takes,
There's
but
an apprentice one there.
let's listen.
Absolutely massive patch note come through in a list of other patch notes, and there were some other things in there that are pretty nice. But there was one note that was a really, really big deal that's going to have massive implications going forward into Phase 2 in 4 different areas of the game, and I want to talk about all 4 of those. I'm sure most of you already know, but if you don't already know, the patch note that was the very first patch note.
Let's see, who's the crafting teacher guy again? He was mapping it out yesterday. The crafting teacher guy. I wonder if I just watched one of his videos today, actually. We'll go back and look at my history. That's going to be dicey, but it'll be fun for you.
The patch notes that came onto the PTR says that they have increased the size of the Sand Squall Desert to support 3 new nodes. 3.
Crafting teacher
you
guy.
would be forgiven based on what they said in the live stream if you would have thought, like I did, that there weren't going to be any new nodes at the start of Phase 2. And maybe you could say, well, there's that one little area where you can deliver the caravans to, so maybe there'll be that one node, but that'd be it. That would make sense as well. But no.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't really want to pull up my history. Who knows what I was looking at today?
I suppose it is possible that this patch note is
so that's a fighter. Nice.
Make it to Phase 2. But I'll just say this. Everything that's been on the patch notes since Alpha 2 started has made it into that weekend's build or the next weekend's build. So that timeline would fit. So
I think it's coming for the 20th.
Far-reaching implications.
What do you guys think, though? Like, okay, so here's the other thing I haven't heard a lot of people talking about. If we get this huge expansion to the Sand Squall on the 20th, and we get this room for 3 nodes, we'll just call it 3 nodes, just for shits and giggles. If we get all that, they got to hit that date with a Valoon, right? Because didn't they say in the live update it was like, we're pretty sure? Like, they got to hit that. They got to hit that thing. I don't think they would be giving us the huge. I don't know. Maybe they would give us the expansion of the desert without giving us the Valoon, but I'm a little suspect on that. Let's see. Let's snooze some ads, dude. All right, there we go.
It's coming into Phase 2. So the very first one, it's the obvious one. It's on the thumbnail. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's the copper nodes or the metal spawns if you want to look at it that way. I did a video.
Okay, so good. Somebody actually has memory. Valoon is a stretch goal for the 20th, but they could also drop it with a rogue. Since people have to re-roll. Anyway, this is true, and I would consider a Valoon rogue. I thought about doing Valoon mage, so I'm not sure. Maybe it's Knobster. Oh, it might be. It might be Miko. It might be.
Talking about bad game design, and one of my complaints about the game.
Hold on. Here's my only problem with Zillan is his clickbait titles that he uses. Like, it gets me a little rough sometimes. Let's see. Oh, this is going to be fun for you guys. There was a guy. What was the girl? Oh, I don't know. Some chick with cleavage. Let's see. There was a guy. The ultimate processing guy. Was it Flanker? Oh, Pockets? Did Pockets go through it? Oh, I love Pockets. It wasn't Flanker then, because he did this ultimate guide to processing. All right, let's go Pockets. Does Pockets put his stuff on here? The cleavage? Yes, it absolutely matters. Makes me happy. I don't think Pockets has. Let's do it this way. Okay, we'll go to Twitch. Yeah. All right, let's try it. Let's see what happens. Oh my God. Don't even do that. Oh! All right. Pockets, we got to talk. Why don't you put your stuff on YouTube too? I mean, he's got 507 followers, so what the hell do I know? But
the Rohan one?
Oh yeah, that looks good, I guess. Right as a Rohan or whatever.
That looks sick.
I don't think he's actually like done the publish it thing. Because that one that's 4 days ago, so that's definitely not it. Damn you, Pockets. Past broadcast. All right. Isn't it on videos? What do I know? Wow, we're looking at ourselves in multi-dimensional layers. It's so fun. Past videos yesterday. This one, heal aggro one shot. You said past broadcasts. I hit
Healed maidens
videos
when they didn't think they were around anymore or something in Rohan, if I believe.
Oh my god, quit. Yeah, right there, videos. Oh, filter. Look at that. Look at that. All right, this one was yesterday. Let's do it. This one. That's a 2-hour video, dude. Oh, he did start by talking about that, didn't he? And I missed it.
All right. I'm coming up on it. There was a guy that was running through here, right?
The map part. Right here. Yeah, it's coming, right?
Is there always... Oh. Interesting.
There we go. Thank you. Oh my god, I learned something about Twitch today. Wasn't that good? Wasn't it good? I need Pockets to make me some toys like he's got back there. They're so badass. Somebody left him 420. Nice. Jimmy ranked up. Look at that. All right, come on, Pockets. Where are we at, dude? Think it's here-ish. There we go. Oh, shit. We lost it. Like right here. Here it is.
To create an area for 3 additional nodes.
An area. So this, like, dude, you could get so lawyer about this. That's right. He did this. I forgot. And I missed this because my wife was wanting me to be present. Silly lady. Let's try to snooze it. Oh, I can't even snooze him. We got an ad coming in 5 minutes, guys. Come on, Pockets. Talk to me. Life aggro is important to mitigate for future encounters. Look, I have mitigated it, and I am building credits for the 20th. I have made it clear I do not exist. Finals are over. Phase 2's out. I know, wanting me to be present. No, it's all good, man. It's all good. But Pockets was talking. I mean, if we're being like 100% sincere, I felt like I was being rude to Pockets as well. Oh, he's just drawing stuff. Okay. I know, Callie. Yeah, no, I'm putting credits in that bank, man. Let's see. When does he start talking about this?
The Sand Squall Desert to create.
Here we go. He's about to talk. Yeah, this one goes quite a while, so it might not be what you're looking for. Let's just see.
So, I'm looking at this.
Jimmy, we're just trying to get his take on the nodes.
Yeah, it's zoomed in. This is like, I know that this is like I'm basing this off of the 5 kind of, because this is the tropics that we have right now. I think that this is Joeva. I think that this is Halcyon. I think that this is Winstead, and I think that this is Marilith.
Okay. And these are all Sand Squall? Okay.
They're increasing the size of the Sand Squall Desert to create an area for 3 additional nodes. That is in the PTR right now. Now, we had this discussion. If we only go into the phase 2 with 5 nodes, it looks
disaster.
Really weird. Let me see if I can pull up. This is what I got from Dolly. This right here. With 5 nodes, right now we have 5 nodes that are all stage 3, correct? However, if we have 5 nodes to vassalize, only one of the 5 nodes is most likely going to be a stage 4 because it's going to vassalize at least 2 underneath of it. We actually know that from this live stream here in this.
Oh yeah, this was a great simulation. That's right.
In this, as soon as it hits level 1, it has 2. It's not vassalized, but they're locked out. And so the ones that are locked out underneath, as soon as 1 gets to level 1, yes, it will trap its neighbors, is the idea. And so if we only have 5 nodes, so let's get this. We'll wait till, okay, so like right here, this right here is like Nuela, this right here is Joeva, this right here is Halcyon, this right here is Winstead, and this right here is Marileth, right?
Yeah, so we're going to get...
If they are adding...
Oh my god.
3 additional nodes.
There we go. I was expecting it was like YouTube. So he said this is Winstead right here, this 5.3. I suspect this 4.7 is what we have. Have they expanded all of this? Like, are we getting just these 2 areas? 1, 2, 3 possible nodes? Or are we getting down here? Because right now, when you run from the desert, we have this. We have this one right here, right? Because you can run from the desert to the water. So I'm not sure.
And this one, the Sand Squall Desert right here, locked out the 2 neighbors next to it. So these 2 closest Sand Squall cannot level up until this one gets to level 2, right? Now, this one right here would...
Yeah, Callie, I'd be leveling those nodes for if it remains lawless. That's big boy play, or you're only going in there as a low level character with a big ass mob from your guild, right?
Via Tropics, and it like we won't like from what I would assume is that we will also get the Tropics as well as a node.
I would hope so.
And that but it doesn't say that in the patch notes
yet.
I don't know. I like the idea of that because what I don't like is that there's one of these that only has 1 attached to it. So what I'm looking at is once one of these gets to level 2,
you'd hope for at least 1 Tropic node, at least 2 nodes in the Sand Squall. Yeah, I think it's definitely going to happen. Oh shit, we got an ad in progress. Sorry about that.
What happens to it, right? And so if this one gets to level 2, let's say Nuela gets to level 2, it's going to lock out 2 adjacent nodes. Now, if you don't have these other nodes to be able to deal with, then it's going to lock out these 2 adjacent nodes. It's kind of like my idea, my thought on it, right? And then this one is the first one to get to level 2, so it's going to lock out these 2 adjacent nodes. And so once this gets to, we're going to add a new layer.
All right, we'll pause it for a second, YouTube, if you're still here. I think we had an ad. I think we're done now. I think we're good. Here we go. I jammed the ads down as low as I could get them.
Once this one gets to level 3, and it has this locked out, 3.
We got to get him an iPad.
Bear with me a second.
I got to get this screenshot on iPad. I want to do some of this.
That would mean that this one could still be level 1, and this one could be level 2. It doesn't matter, but it's still under vassalization, right? Let's say that both of these get up to level 2, and let's say this one gets up to level 2, right? these cannot progress past the other nodes, right? Nuela and Halcyon. Yes, which is why I put this in here. That's actually why I said that what happens if Nuela gets leveled first. It only has one adjacent node, right? Which is why I also think that the tropics are going to be a node as well.
I would hope so.
But we have nothing to.
Or
nothing
you
to
look at the way he's drawing it. Right? There's two.
And from what I understand is the lawless zones won't even count. And so.
What do you mean they won't count?
If you look at the node simulation, going back to this.
I gotta go find that video on the wiki. I really enjoyed this piece.
All right, so like this right here. I guess it's the closest one. Yeah. I'm trying
what are
to
the
find
numbers?
One where it goes beyond. And like for instance, like if you look at this.
What are the numbers on these nodes? Because level 6 is Metropolis, right? So what I know they had to have told us in this stream, but I'm not sure what the numbers are.
This is one that we don't have access to. This one is the tropics. And so Nuela hasn't even leveled, and Joeva hasn't even leveled. Like, and this is an old map. This is with the 115 nodes as opposed to like the 85 or whatever. And so
okay, so the old map. Let's see. The old borders are weird, and I think they were just base idea. Yeah, the world get modeled. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm just wondering, because they use this as their simulation to see, well, how's this going to play out with all the node dynamics?
I know that this is different, but this is what we have to go off of, right? And so in this one...
Yeah, they need to give us an updated version of this.
Neroleth hasn't gone... Joeva hasn't gone.
And I'll even go out on a limb and say that you're going to see something like this, because they were asking today in their post across all the socials about what kind of data do you want to see. I was very explicit about what I want to see. Yes, all the data. But I would not be shocked that we get something updated like this. Maybe not the whole world. I don't know. That's just me being overly optimistic.
Is locked because this one down. Okay, right here. So this one, it didn't lock this guy out. It didn't lock this guy out. It locked this one and the one past. This is why. Okay, so Bunko Town, this right here is why it can happen the way that I have it drawn out.
Absolutely.
And I don't know why it locked this one out as opposed to these two. I'm not sure. Maybe these three are only able to lock out each other, or...
And they haven't promised it to us, but I wouldn't be surprised to see more map actually come online during phase 2. If it's needed because of player dynamics. Like, obviously, we were all crammed into way too small of an area to start with this time, and stuff got spicy, which they enjoyed. But I think if we had enough player numbers and they were ready on the development side, that we might actually see more nodes come, and we'll know that as PTR goes on. Let's see. Shadow said, I think they just need to double the width of the waters between the continents. Yeah, I don't know. It depends on like how long that travel is going to take by sea, right? And is this like a map of the Earth where things are just thrown off a little bit by scale? I don't know.
I don't know how it works, right? But this is what we have to go off of. It's all we have to go off of. And so, like, I've been talking about vaporware for 6 months before we had the Alpha 2. The sim is given to us from Intrepid. And so,
let's see. Yeah, Intrepid mentioned they would quickly have the desert ready based on the assets they've made. And if they expanded the gap between the land, and just added more content like small lawless grind islands, PvE stuff. would make it more content for pirates. Yeah, I know. I think pirates are going to be a huge thing. Back to your point, Bunko Town, they mentioned they will quickly have the desert ready based on assets they've already made. Yeah, I keep going, and I know that everybody thinks that I'm on super high copium here. I think they have. So when you hear Steven talk about the different levels of builds that they have for this software, and then you go back and you watch. If you weren't here, guys, I did the 18-minute compilation video of everything they've talked about on player stalls, and you go back and you listen carefully to them. It sounds like they have a shit ton of things built system-wise. Maybe not graphically in every case, but system-wise. It sounds like they have a lot of things that maybe down here at this stage of development, and here we are 4 stages up, and we're not seeing it. I actually think, to your point, Bucketon, I think there's a lot of stuff made that they will release at the pace that works for them, that I just think people are going to be shocked. I really do, at just how much they actually have together.
So the sim is accurate. I just don't know if it will stand going into Alpha 2 the exact same way. The sim is 100% accurate because it is what we have from Intrepid. And so I also assume that we're going to have 9 total nodes, is what I would think. But we've heard that they're going to add stuff into the tropics. I don't know what that means. And so it seems like they're kind of progressing over this way. So I think that this is still capable of happening. And so this right here would be the stage 3. Now I want to go
because
back
if you
to
look at it, they gave us the Sand Squall like pretty well naked, right? And they have another build where apparently they're going to have the nodes ready and everything. I think the development pace is going to blow people away. They have like 8 builds. Okay, so I had heard 10 before, but I didn't want to say it. They have 8 builds for various testing needs. It's insane to think the live server is everything. Just look at the fidelity difference between the showcase world and the live servers and PTR. Exactly. And people will accuse you of copium, saying, oh, no, it can't be so, it can't be so. I think you're right. I think a lot of this stuff is built. Go back again. I'll promote myself. Screw it. Go back and let's find the video. I'll just put the link out there for you. I'm not going to make you guys suffer through it again. Let's go share. Copy. I barely talk in this video. All it is a compilation of all the videos on player stalls. You listen, like you can listen to the player stall stuff. That's not what really matters for the point that I'm trying to make right now. The point I'm trying to make right now, listen to the developers and Steven talk about what they already had. And then there's the stuff, well, we haven't quite got there yet. This was a 2017, 2020 on a lot of this stuff. I think that you're right. Out of those, we'll call it 8 builds. Let's call it 8 builds. That there is so much stuff out there that we're going to be blown away by the pace of development, for sure.
And I want to go to where we start to get stage 4s. Okay, so we have a stage 4 that happened right here.
Where's the numbers that he's seeing that is stage 4? Is it just colors? Is he over the key on the map or something? Here, let's pause pockets for a second. Just so we can get some context. Let's go here. Let's go node simulation, shall we? Let's just raw dog it right into the simulation. This one right here. Okay. Do they give us a key or anything? Let's see. That was node count 111, and I can't read what that 224 is right there. It says, yeah, look at the models in the showcase that are animated but not placed in the world. It's like the Sims. There are thousands of assets, but only so many are in the house. You can always place more. Yep.
There we go. So here you can see, that this is now, you can augment the
tick rate on this, right, to kind of show passage of time. And you can show the initial territories on the Varen map of what these particular nodes have.
Yeah, I'm still not sure what the numbers are yet. It says tick time, I think. Oh, okay. Tick time. Makes sense.
Have governance over, or their zones of influence, as we like to call them, right? And as nodes, as the simulation of this begins to advance and nodes begin to expand their territory and they begin to take over nearby nodes as a result of their growth, you start to see these power level, these ratings that are applied here on specific nodes, and that determines what type of takeover power it has and what it pushes back against for other nodes that are looking to take over new territory as they advance. So this also simulates
I see it.
also
I see it. So is this like a 5.6, but it's a level 5 node here? This is an 18.6, but a level 2 node? You had to put your face on the screen to see it. Shit's going to look like a game of Risk at a high level overview. Absolutely the way it looks. But look here. Look, you see my cursor. It says 35.0. That's the takeover power, but this is what pockets. The contrast sucks. It's a level 2 node. I love the game called Risk. I play it all the time. Absolutely, dude. That's when you have family over for like Thanksgiving and nobody's going to sleep, right? But now we have Ashes.
Simulates events, so each of these nodes will have a health ticker. When that health ticker is impacted, it'll stop gaining power or
I see it now. I see the nodes.
And its gaining of experience. And that's
so we can go back.
Certain events can
after
affect
this
the node by disabling certain services, disabling buildings. If players don't respond to that horde of zombies that have, come out of the nearby ravine, then those zombies can attack stables. They can attack.
You just play it on your phone against randoms. Nice. I played it on the iPad against my daughters, and they kick my ass all the time.
And
they're vicious. They team up against the old man.
Quests or activities and services from happening.
All right, cool. We have context now that I can see the numbers. Let's go back and look at what Pockets had and see why I couldn't make out what the hell he was doing. It's because the contrast on those damn things. Madagascar. That's right. Madagascar. Now I see it. I had to see it in full speed, but yeah, this is a node level 1, node level 1, node level 1, 1, 2, 1, node level 4, 2. Okay. I get it. You're teaching them if they work together, they can do anything. Damn right. It's Pinky and the brain shit. What are we going to do tonight, Pinky? Or what are we going to do tonight, Brian? Yeah, well, hey, we don't need to get into my dissertation on the laws of power, but we're exercising it here in the household.
All right. So I will tell you, with what I have done.
Yeah, I see it now.
For the 6 months before Alpha 2. By doing what I'm doing right now,
very little hydration left.
I've anticipated things that I thought were going to be correct, and I'm like 90% accurate on like 15 different theory crafts. And so I think it will. I think it will be able to go over land. I think that's being in their system.
Level 2, 1, 2, 2, 4.
Let me go back to before they get to stage 3 even.
Okay, yeah, this one was stage 3 right here.
Stage 2. This one actually connects 3 different ones when it gets to stage 2. Okay, so stage 1. Okay.
I love seeing other people's minds work. This is good.
If we can see it over the land versus over the water. Yeah, that one. This. Where was that? One of these down here. Oh, it's this one. This one right here. So And I don't think that this is over water. I think this is over land.
Yeah, this is land connected right there. Yeah. Mind you, it's a 40-inch TV that I have to scoot closer to see. Yeah.
Number 1 locks this one and locks the one beyond it. Is that right? This one right here, all 3 of these are inland. This one is 1, and it locks this one and the one beyond it. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's
when he's saying it locks it, like, is he saying that they can't advance at all? Because that's a one. Is it just this one will always progress above these? I don't understand. Is it locked out completely? I'm not sure. Like, is this one of 3 possibilities? And because this one got a 1, it means they can't go higher than the main one. Thank you. Thank you for the clarification.
There. So at level 1, it locks 2 nodes, but I think when it goes to level 3 or level 2, it actually locks a 3rd node.
Really?
Okay. Oh, and you know what? Hold on. Let me see if Dalium's in Discord.
We're out of water and whiskey.
Is Dalium here? I do want to talk to Dalium.
You can jump for like 15 seconds.
Yeah. Fuck you, Cryptic. Is Dalium here? That's what I'm saying. I guess he's not here.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'm going back to my other channel.
Oh my god, dude. He's getting spicy with whoever the hell that is.
I'm talking about the nodes, and I just noticed something that I think that he would want to see, and I'm curious about it. But, okay. I know, Owensington. I did streamer things. You see that? Because Psycho made me do it, right? Psycho's the bad man. He made me do it. Do 4s start locking process? So 1s start to lock process because at level 1, these 2 cannot progress to level 1 until this one gets to level 2.
And then I'm guessing that when those can progress to level 1, they're locking other things out. Yes.
Now they don't vassal until level 3, but you'll notice when I went through that, I did this like 6 months ago at this point.
Dude, I'm just going to say it, and people can fanboy me with I'll wear a fanboy shirt. I don't care. I'll wear an Ashes fanboy shirt. The level of brain trust and genius that has gone into the design of this game and the thoughtfulness that's gone into it, like whatever their game document, I think Steven mentioned their game document at one point, right? Like the thought that has gone into this has been crazy. Yeah, you call it copium, but it's like no, like you said, I see the vision, man. To be a fly on the wall at Intrepid right now, somebody told me, you'd probably be disgusted by the process. I don't think so. I think so let me give you an example. I love streaming. I love streaming the game Ashes of Creation. It's the whole reason I even stream at all. But I also really, really enjoy setting up the stream and doing that stuff. Oh shit, there's an ad in progress and nobody told me. Why is that so damn small? What was I going to say? I enjoy the process of setting up all those things and polishing this and doing that. So I would love to see the behind the scenes. Yep, we're going to wait. Oh my God, let's wait for this ad. Oh my God. We're going to wait for it. Wait for it. Oh shit, I should have poured a whiskey. I'm pouring a whiskey. I have 20 seconds. Just a splash. 6 seconds. All right, I got to read that one. Be right back. Ad just got excited to glaze up Steven. Man, if the PhD one wasn't so long, I'd play that again because I think Narc was very excited about graduating from the PhD. Here we go. You're back. We're all back. We're all back together. We're done glazing. I think the only leadership needed for such a great team, Intrepid Studios, is initiating fun time for stress relief. Yep.
Lockout progress. I'm going to say progress instead of process. But they cannot progress past level 0 until this one gets to level 2, and it sucks. Because within the first few hours, that's when you hit level 1, right? So it seems that as soon as this one hits level 2, it locks a third one. And so let me go.
We'll save this for another stream, but you've got me. Who was it that said there were 8 different builds? I'd like to do a stream where we really look at what they've talked about on the process of building this game. And I'll probably be one of 3 people that cares about it, but I want to do it.
Where's my...
Maybe I do a video on it instead of a stream because it's going to be all over the damn place.
Okay. Let me go back. Control. Nope. All right.
Yeah, I've got a whole damn month. Well, I could do like I did with my last video, which I like this idea. The last video, I just introduced it and did the whole compilation thing and then did a live stream, this one, afterward where we talked about it. So I think I like that because I'm too ADHD. You guys would get me off track. Oh my God. Behind the scenes making of AOC. Absolutely. Nice. Yeah, that would be a project, dude. I've got a month off from school and it's only 5+ days. So those other 2 days, yes.
New layer.
I should download every interview and every live stream ever. I'm going to need a bigger hard drive. And watch every damn one of them again. Vira.
Right. So, and actually I think these are wrong. So I'm just going to delete these. Yeah, I'm just going to delete those. Okay. So this is node 1 level. I'm still going to go like this one. Oh, this one hit 1. And so it locks out 2 additional nodes.
Actually, Vira's been really cool, and it's all based on the people. Like, it's been really cool. I've had a couple of people that are on my personal list now, but it's been really badass. I can't wait. Well, I mean, I'm actually, now you bring up a question, like, I think that's where we're going for phase 2, but there's going to be this whole thing about where's all the big guilds going. I'm in Jamie's guild. So like, I don't think we're going to get the word until the 19th or on the 20th, right when they launch. I think the OPSEC on that's going to be pretty tight. I don't know. It's going to be pretty wild.
That's 0, 0. And so this one is 1, 0,
Uh-oh.
0.
Odin's growling at me.
1, 0. All right, so that's fate. That's number 1. And then...
All right, here's what we're going to do. My big dog is letting me know he probably needs to go outside. Let's take a quick little break. I'll be right back. Odin, what are you doing, bud? Move outside. You want to project? Yeah, unless you want to clean up the mess from 150-pound pooch, you know, you let him out when he says he needs out. Here we go. The viral word is very close to Vera. It would make sense that, yeah.
And this is why I don't like the... Okay, so there's two options here. So we're going to do a new layer.
It is getting late.
And I like option 1 more, is what I'm going to say here. So let's say that this one gets to level 2. That allows this one to go and this one to go. And it's going to lock out an additional node. And so this...
Oh, so the little ones aren't locking anything out. The biggest node is locking out yet another one. He's thinking hard. Yeah, appreciate you. Thanks for joining. We're probably shutting it down here before too long. It is getting late. I do have to play the finals game.
All right. Yes. It's so...
I do appreciate you checking out the video, though. That's going to be awesome.
Oh, no. Okay.
Right on. Actually, right on. That's my hang loose from my railroad days. Yeah. Oh my God. It's going to be a game. Distinguish the path of glory from the shadows of entanglement.
Mess us all up.
Come on, Pockets. All right, I'm actually going to watch the rest of this one, as I would encourage everybody else. Let's find... Where is... Yeah, we'll throw this one in for anybody that wants to watch it. Seeing as we have borrowed his content. There you go. Go follow Pockets. Go follow Pockets. I am a phase 2 prepper. I just saw the title on that shit. Let's go see if we can raid somebody and call it a good evening. Oh my, blast that horn. We'll give you a free blast too. We'll give you a free blast. I'm just handing them out, baby. All right, let's do it. Let's see who we can find. Dum-dum-dum. Oh my God. Is anybody even in the category? I don't know who that is. Acha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Hype train hopped up on PoE instead of Ashes for now. Nope, that's not the one. Oh my goodness. What are we thinking, chat? Let's see if I'm following anybody here. I have to close this out. I don't even see anybody. Anybody? Dead duties. Well, shit. I'm not seeing anybody, guys. That's kind of pathetic. Audio effects are not working? They're not going through for you? Really? Because I'm hearing them. Oh, you know what? Here, let's try this. So that means you were confused earlier when I was talking about the bloody PhD. We got to finish off with the PhD since there's nobody to raid. Let's do this. Let's listen to Narc on his Ashes of Creation. PhD thoughts.
Listen, there's a lot of shit. Listen, Nico Tula. There's a lot of shit in this game. And if you don't have a PhD in the Ashes of Creation unofficial wiki, then a lot of the game systems will not make any sense.
This wiki.
You need to go to university for like 4 years to learn Ashes of Creation, and then you need to graduate. And the graduation party is choking on Stephen Sharif's balls. Okay.
He sounds very excited about the bulls. Now I know why you guys were so confused when I was playing that earlier. I was like, man, node progression. I had like all this stuff happening for me. Because I jacked it up, and we need to fix that. We need to fix that right now. It should be a lot more. But, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I don't even understand. Where the hell is that damn thing? Viewer rewards. Let's see. Powers up at channel points. Dooba dooba dooba. Dooba dooba doo. All right, here we go. I don't know why the hell it's at 1 point. Hold on. Wait for it. Yep, you've called yourself out. We're going to add some zeros to that. Yep, it's going 1,000 big ones. Inflation, baby. And I'm actually thinking about changing out my little icon today. I saw Holder's stream, and she had a rune. I want to get a rune with the T shape on it for my little thing. Yeah, that's just the squirrels in my head going off. It's no big deal. I don't see anybody to raid, guys, and I feel terrible about that. I love to raid out. I'm not seeing anybody unless you guys have a suggestion. I think we're going to go ahead and shut her down here pretty soon without any
emotional damage.
I can't believe it. It feels like I was riding naked the whole time without my sound effects. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's like, what if I had done this and you guys didn't get the joke?
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff. You know, I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine. If you ain't first, you're last.
All right, you gave me somebody to raid. Here we go. See, I would rather have a suggestion than go in blind to somebody, because then I feel responsible if they have like a third nipple or something and you weren't waiting for that. Let's see. Search. Oh, she's got, Throne and Liberty. Here we go. We're going in deep, y'all. Here we go. Peace. Here we go. Come on. Let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, everybody, for joining tonight. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the YouTube subs, all that good stuff. We goes to the raids now.